Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Chronicles patch notes. So this just came out today. I actually got a quick sneak peek at the patch notes last night, but then for some reason they disappeared, so I'm making this video a little later than I expected to be. So this patch has done quite a bit. We've had the new Arch Pass come in with this as well, which I'm sure you're all well aware of. I've made a video on that already, so that'll probably be already up. We've also got some other stuff that came in. We have the Hallowtide events, which I should also have a video up on probably after this one. I'm going to prioritize the patch notes, I think. But yeah, so Chronicles. Now then, there's also a couple other things, actually. There's, I believe right now on the store, there's 50 free diligence coins. If you go to the actual website, I believe you can redeem them. I just want to note that real quick. And on the marketplace, in-game, there's 5 free gem carvers, which you can find in one of the sections. But if you look around, you'll find it. It's under gifts or something. But yeah, let's get into the patch notes. Alright, so the Chronicles patch notes. Now then, first things first, there's a whole new quest line that's been brought in. It's 28 quests long, and it's going to tell a lot of stories that were recorded by Lucius. So if you're super into the lore, this will be cool for you. Maybe there'll be a costume at the end or something. I don't know. I don't know if it actually requires you to have the garden quest line over, so that's nice. So you can probably do this anytime. All you've got to do is press Shift and L, and then you pay like a small fee. I'll probably be pulling it up right now on screen so you guys can see what fee I'm paying. But yeah, I'll probably do some videos on these. I still need to do the Garden of the Gods questline videos. This last month I've kind of taken a break from Archeage. I've been doing other stuff. Got a lot going on. But yeah, I'll get back to those videos and I'll try and do some on this as well, so you guys can see whether this quest line is worth it or not. Alright, and then also, as this is I think this is the third garden patch, we have some of the updated world bosses. I was sure these were supposed to come in earlier than this, but they're finally in now. So we have Jola The Faithful, which she can appear. There's a chance that she appears when you kill her tier 1, and then there's a chance that the tier 2 boss spawns. I don't know if anything influences that. It just says there's a chance. But yeah, she will then drop improved leaders and fusions, which can be used for world boss gear, and I think there's a chance of better world boss gear as well. We also have Vicious, Meina and Relentless Glenn. They're also upgraded world bosses, so these 3 world bosses are going to have a chance to spawn when you actually kill their original versions. So that's nice, you know? It's a nice little thing for people that can't do garden content. On top of that, we now have raid rosters as well. So if you have more than 1,000 leadership in the current or previous cycle, you now have the ability to save raid rosters, which lets you use a new group mail function. So essentially, if you want to, you know, pay everyone that was in the group for their contribution, you can mail them all a specific amount of gold. It's apparently very easy to use. I'm probably never gonna get the chance to use it, but yeah, you can save up to 10 at once, and the lists remain for 14 days. I'm not sure why they only last 14 days, but there you go. That's a pretty neat thing to add in. I'm sure it's going to be pretty useful for some people. Again, I'm not a big raid leader or anything. I mostly do solo stuff, so I won't get to use it, but it'll be a cool feature for people that lead raids, or for guilds in general and stuff. And now we have gem carvers, which are a whole new thing. So with these, you can change the stats of socketed lunar gems to a different lunar gem, essentially. Now we have this whole chart right here, which tells you all the different ones that you can change. So in the head, you can change them all to all of these gems here in the chest. It's all these ones here, and so on. So take a note of this. If you want to screenshot this, just make sure you know which gems you can swap over, because you can't For example, it gives the example here that you can't swap a two-handed weapon one and a leg piece one. That won't work. It's got to be the same. It's got to be able to be socketed in that piece to begin with, if you actually want to change it to that lunar gem. So yeah, hopefully it's neat. There's 5 free ones available right now. If you, like I said earlier, there's also some that are available for credits, which, ooh, yeah, they're like 300 credits each. Now you could argue this is convenience for swapping gems, and you know, if you did it right the first time, it'd be fine. But the meta does change. Changes will happen, so I don't know how I feel about those going for credits. Again, there's been a lot of iffy pay-to-win stuff that has come in with this patch, which I'm hoping they will address. I've even tweeted at them the Archpass video just to hopefully get their attention and hopefully get some more feedback in. Alright, so next we have something else that's really cool. We have vehicle customization. So as you can see, there's a little image of the strada up here with a cannon on the front of it. It does look really cool. So yeah, there's several different options here. You can change your vehicles about. So small vehicles like the Coupe, the Speedster, Apex Drift. You have steam tanks, so the wheeled mortar, ironclad, fire and ironclad, and the strada can all be changed about. It doesn't mention the Rampage Chroma on here, which is the car I use. So I might need a different car if I want to customize stuff. Doesn't mention the bike side of it. It'd be cool to see every vehicle get customization, but it looks like it's just these individual ones for now. But yeah, we then have all these vehicle components that can be crafted in game. So you have the Black Dragon front, the Kraken front, the Leviathan front. You can guess where you're going to be getting components to craft these armor pieces. I shouldn't have to give that away too much. And then there's different chassis that you can get to increase the health. And I believe it changes the color of small vehicles, and it also can increase speed. I think I saw that on some of the chassis, but that might just be the wheels. But yeah, light chassis and heavy chassis go on the small vehicles. Steam tanks get the steam tank one, and the strada has its own chassis as well. And then we have front and rear wheels, which increase your movement speed, your turning and your traction and stuff. And for those ones, you have performance tires, precision tires, and traction tires. So your performance ones are going to increase the movement speed. Your precision ones are going to increase your turning, and your traction ones are going to be for traction. So they're all going to be heavily weighted towards those. I'm sure they'll also have the other benefits as well. I can't say for certain, but it's likely they'll have the other benefits. But, you know, the traction ones will be heavily weighted towards traction, the precision ones towards turning, and the performance ones towards movement speed. And then we also have a new engine you can get. You can get the supercharger, which increases the vehicle's acceleration. That's one component. It doesn't appear that any of the other doesn't appear there's any other type there that you can use. And then there's also artillery, which is the big cannon you can have on the front. So you have small vehicles, the brown hood, the blue hood, the red hood, rapid cannon, and front shield. So it looks like you can just have a big shield on the front, or you can have a rapid cannon for your small vehicles. I think that's pretty cool. They're getting weapons on the cars. I don't know if they're going to be any effective or do anything for us, but it's just a cool idea. I think it's rather neat. I want to do some sort of race around, some sort of death race around the continents. I think that would be a lot of fun. I've had this idea for ages and I've wanted to do it on stream, but it's hard to get like people together to do something like that because I've got no friends. But yeah. We then have the steam tanks have the enforced barrel, and the strada has a strada cannon or a shattergun cannon. So there's two different cannons you can swap between there, which is very nice. And then all these crafting recipes have been added. So the shattergun cannon ammo and stuff. So that's all there. That's all available. It also mentions here that monsters on Ori have a chance to drop a machine design pouch that contains the designs for these vehicles. So you can get the chassis pieces off mobs on Aurora. And then the Black Dragon, Leviathan, Kraken drop essences needed to craft some of those pieces, as you would have guessed. And Supercharge doesn't trigger the overheat debuff. Apparently the overheat debuff has just been removed from the Coupe, Speedster, and Drift. Apex Drift, which is neat. And Steam Tanks also have an upright vehicle skill now as well. So, there you go. This is one of the cooler things. I like this. I like this idea. Would like to see them maybe do it at the Rampage. I'll go check actually and see if it is on the Rampage as well. Who knows? Alright, next we have more tamed mounts. So you can now get grubs, spiders, mantis, earth elementals, and crayfish. These all have different abilities. But none of them can have armor. Much like all of the tamed mounts in the game. None of them get any armor, so they're not really super viable. They're cool to have, you know, if you're a mount collector like myself, you're probably going to want to get these. Again, they cost a lot of arena tokens, and I need to do more arena. I'm slacking in arena. I've been slacking all month, to be fair. I've not really been playing as much, but I really have to do more arena. It's just, it takes forever to get the tokens. Alright, next we have the Garden of the Gods ranking. So now they have a ranking system for the Farrier quest, so the better you do in this, the further up you are on the rank. So if you do more of the Farrier quest, I guess, you know, you can earn extra stuff like 200 glorious Ram Awakening Scrolls, 5 rank 1 honor potions, 20 Farrier section, 2,000 gold if you come first. The chances of that are pretty low. But if you come anywhere from 101st to 500th, you get 50 scrolls, 1 victory rank 3 potion, and 5 fairy protections. Which, I mean, it's cool that it's in there, I guess. You know, it's a little extra reward for doing the Garden of the Gods. So it probably means, hey, if you want to get any of these, you're probably not going to get them by AFKing in the garden. Just more incentive for people not to AFK, I suppose. Even though AFKing takes a long time now. Alright, next we have the faction points changing. So the faction points have always been a bit of a weird one. So, right, next we have the faction point changes, and they've had a bit of an overhaul. They've always been a bit weird, the faction activity points. You have a lot of people being very confused by them, not sure how they work. So it says each faction can earn faction activity points by participating in PvP or PvE. Faction activity amount from Sunday through Saturday makes the rank. Okay, a successful raid activity, e.g. killing a world boss while 2 factions are allied, grants both factions the activity points. Okay. And then for normal Archeage servers, any activity with a raid of 20 or more players, raid 20 players with an average of 400 plus previous leadership. If previous leadership requirements doesn't meet an average of 400 plus, okay, a raid of 20 plus with an average of 11k gear score is required. Alright, so that's fair enough. So it averages it out, and depending on how good your raid is, you'll actually earn faction activity points. I feel like that's probably not going to be a problem to meet that requirement in normal Archeage. For Unchained, it's 400 plus leadership again, and 40 players instead of the 20, because there's more people playing Unchained. But there's an average of 7,000 gear score, which shouldn't be hard to meet in Unchained either, for the most part. So either way, factions should be earning faction activity points. And again, this is all plays into the exile system and the buff that you get and stuff. Factions can earn bonus points from the number of raid members they have. If a raid doesn't meet the minimum member rule, it's not qualified for bonus points. Bonus points are not tied to raid participation, but to the number of raid members that are in the zone. The winning faction receives the full bonus, while the losing faction receives bonus points with a 30% penalty. So yeah, this is during an event, that's how that works. Alright, and now for territory changes. So coins can now be exchanged for Haram Awakening Scrolls. which is interesting. So you can get 10 Haram Awakening Scrolls for 2 coins, 25 Radiant ones for 10 coins, and 50 Brilliant ones for 30 coins. Which is interesting. That's a very nice way to catch up for newer players, I suppose. There's also a new NPC called the Outpost Employee. It now works at the Advanced Territory Outpost and starts offering tasks. It offers a new daily quest called Spot in the Faction, which requires 20 botanical specimens, which you get from the garden. So if you don't have the garden expansion, you cannot get these because they are untradeable, from what I recall. And you get free territory coins and 10 contribution for that. So I think I have a lot of botanical specimens, I'm not going to lie. So that'll be a good one for me to do. Once the 100th delivery is complete, she'll also start offering a new weekly task. The new weekly asks players to deliver 30 coins, 10 silver lilies, 10 crimson, and 10 indigo in exchange for 50 glorious Haram Awakening Scrolls, which technically means you can get the Garden Scrolls if you don't have the expansion, which I didn't know about. That is at the cost of 30 territory coins, which is a rather large number, so do bear that in mind. But that means we could, like, players that don't have the Garden expansion can progress to the next tier, potentially. It's just going to take a lot longer, which this is something that I wanted. I also wanted the Brilliant Haram Scrolls to be able to upgrade to the glorious ones. Fingers crossed that's in the game now. I don't know if it is. Hopefully that does come in, because that's something that I've suggested since the Garden expansion came out, so hopefully that comes in. After that, the Outpost and play will revert back to stage 1 of offering just a daily task after the next siege. Okay. Oh, now there's a workshop employee as well. I almost read that as Outpost employee again. So at the workshop and sells limited items. Offers change every Wednesday at midnight, or might night, as it says here. I'm not gonna make fun of a misspelling. I far too often do that myself. They can only be purchased once every 24 hours in exchange for territory coins. And this rule applies across all territories, so once you purchase an item from any workshop employee, you won't be able to purchase them for 24 hours. And, okay, so depending on how many territories you own, you can buy a variety of stuff. So if you have 1 territory, you can buy up to a heroic Aranor infusion. Just to take a close look at this chart. That costs 100 coins for just 1 heroic infusion. I assume that's just 1. And if you own 2 territories, you can go all the way up to a Divine Aranor infusion. If you own 3, you can go all the way up to a Mythic Aranor infusion. And then if you own 4 territories, you can get the Eternal Aranor infusion. The Eternal Aranor infusion is 2,500 coins though. It's very expensive. And the quantity is very low. So there's only 10 available of the Aranor one. And of the Arcane one, there's only 50 available. So they will go fairly quickly if people are interested in getting these. But yeah, that's another little change to look at. Next we have the territory income. The amount of income that can be stolen from factory once the cumulative income reaches more than 200k gold was adjusted. So depending on, you know, how much gold, how many territories you own, you'll be able to take a different amount of gold per character, which is interesting. The workshop steward is now across all territories who've agreed to work a little longer. Now we'll interact. Okay, so they're there for 6 hours at a time instead of just 1. Okay, cool. Language, that's a thing I can do. So they've actually made some changes to language. So now you can go up to 20k language. So at 10k, it's how it is right now. How it was. That was the max, but you would occasionally get, you know, an asterisk in there, any sort of special character that would take up like 1 or 2 of the different letters in a sentence. You could kind of make out what they were saying for the most part. But now you can take it up to 20k and be completely fluent in the language, so you won't get those special characters popping up. To reach this, you can now summon an advanced tutor at the tutoring cushion and read the Art of Language Part 2. So that's a new book that you can craft, I assume, as well. And in addition, apparently, new tutors are available in Marianople and Ostera to offer languages once a day for 200 labor. So they're available in the library in Marianople, and I don't know where it is in Ostera, but your local library or school or university, you'll find them in there at a certain point in the day. We have a lot of the balancing now. So the armor buff adjustments, they've changed around the cloth. So increases movement speed by 3%, increases magic defense by 3. See, I only wear leather, so I'm not entirely sure. I think it's the mana cost. I don't know what's new here. I'd have to look at the old one, but these effects have changed. So take a note of them. Again, cloth takes a great amount of damage from piercing. Plate takes a great amount of damage from blasting. Alright, next we have the skill balance changes. So the following skills can only be used on a target in front of the caster. So Stone Healing Cam, Holy Bolt, Flame Holy Bolt for Vitalism, Stone Crippling Mire for Occultism, the Twin Shadow Slash First Hit for Swiftblade, the Malediction Ring Throw, and they've adjusted Equip attack speed. So Scepter and Shield's attack speed changed to 1. Equipped weapons attack speed affects attack speed and damage of sorcery skills. Changes to stats. 1, strength increases melee by... Okay, some strength's getting a bit of a buff, which is interesting, so we're going to get a bit more melee attack now. Intelligence increases magic attack, was previously 0.2. Intelligence increases max mana. Well, okay, so they've lowered the max mana by 2. And here's the big one, they removed evasion, which was a change a lot of people knew was coming. So yeah, evasion increases no longer there for intelligence. So that is a big change to the game. Other than that, we also have agility. Agility increases... Okay, so yeah, it's the same as the melee one. Spirit increases healing by plus 0.25. It removed the parry rate increase effect. So Spirit will no longer affect parry rates. Crit damage, the cap has been increased to 350% from free... The cap's been increased to 350% from 300%. So you may see that your crit damage just went up a little bit. You may have previously been capped if you're, you know, at the top of your game right now. Changes after reaching Ancestral Level 1. The increment of critical hits, crit heal, parry, and evasion gradually decreases as the basic stats increase. Okay. Evasion decreased from 21.9% to 10% at 2000 strength. And parry decreased from 41% to 20% at 2000 strength. So parry and evasion have had a big nerf there as well, which isn't the best for dual wielders. And then for skill adjustments, we have quite a lot going on here. So Concussive Arrow deals an additional 70% damage to snared targets. Double Recurve instantly casts Concussive Arrow. And life increases crit hit by 3% for 3 seconds. A lot of changes for archery here. Snipe attacking a gliding target will inflict a stun effect for 5 seconds. Deals plus 21% additional damage to snared targets. Lightning can be cast up to 2 seconds. The highest damage if casted fully for the 2 seconds. Okay. Missile Ring can be charged up to 5 times and used on a chosen area. Fix slow on a target for 3 seconds. Dismounting them from their mount as well. Okay. Remove the target's untargetable effect and stealth effect. Fires 10 arrows. Okay. Missed Missile Rain can be fired forward without a target. Okay. Then we have Deadeye. So caster maintains the effect as long as they move around. Not moving for 1 second removes the buff. Remove the range increase effect. Wasn't this the opposite way around previously? I'm sure people used to use this with snipe to just snipe people in bases. I'm trying to remember, but I'm sure this used to be the other way around and you weren't supposed to move with it. But yeah, it looks like they've changed that around. Steady shooting, it changed the effect from slow to unable to attack target within 4 meters. Increased archery bow range from 4 meters to 6 meters. Using glider or mount does not cancel the effect. Okay. Now for battle rage here. So they've just changed two-handed weapons. Increases the trip duration, which is nice for me because I use a two-handed because my ping used to be terrible. It's actually gotten better though, because I got good internet now, which helps with the streaming. But yeah, it looks like archery got some buffs. That's what I'm pulling from that. The Swift Blade, blink if the caster is under the effect of Fleeting Footsteps. The skill can be used during a global cooldown, and the Fleeting Footsteps buff is maintained after triggering a combo effect. Well, there you go. Sorcery, the Mana Fountain, remove the attack speed, plus 100 effect. Added the effect decreases sorcery skill cooldowns by 10%. Equipping 200 weapons decreases sorcery skill global cooldown by 10%. Okay. Flame Bolt, cast time has been reduced from 1.5 to 1 second. Flame, decreased damage dealt. Okay. So you get a faster cast time, but you're going to do less damage. Arc Light increases skill damage by 46% on burning, frozen, or electric shock targets. Previously increased crit damage by 70% on those targets. Okay. Malediction, remove the combo that increased damage with the effect of Malicious Binding, so that's for Soulbound Edge. Crashing Wave, attacks targets under the effect of Soulbound Edge within 20 meters in priority. Decreases kill damage by minus 10%. Ring Throw, range reduced from 5 meters. Well, from 10 meters to 5 meters. I wish they would do that the other way around. I feel like that always gets me. And it can't be used on targets behind the caster. Mana Bolts, excluding the ancestral variations, decreased skill damage by 6.66%. It's a ominous number. It is the spoopy season, I suppose. The Serpent Bite combo, including all ancestral variations, decreased malicious charge additional damage by minus 20%. Decrease the petrification effect duration to 2 seconds when consuming 10 stacks of malicious charges. Witchcraft, inebriated, can't receive buffs from performing skills when the effect of inebriated. Okay. Songcraft, critical discord, can't use shield related skills if under the effect of discord. Defense, bears vigor, stacks 5% of received damage in metal. Mocking Cowl, metal aggro multiplier increased from 500% from 100. Okay. And Shield Slam. The skill's attack speed is affected by the left-hand weapon. Gale cooldown reduced to 2 seconds from 4. Gale remove the cast time interruption effect. Bull Rush. The skill's attack speed is affected by the left-hand weapon. And Crippling Right. Remove the combo effect, so that's for occultism. And Pain Harvest grants bleeding immunity if under the effect of the buff. Interesting. Well, there we go. It looks like Mage has got some nerfs. Not a ton happened with melee classes here. We did have like the strength buff and the crit damage cap being upped, which is big. But yeah, it looks like ranged classes or archers got a bit of a buff. Mages not having the best time, especially if you're wearing cloth. Yeah, that is that. So next we have armor and weapon conversion scrolls. So there's the Splendid Armor and Weapon Conversion Scrolls, which will be added to the game in the near future. And they're going to be available from the marketplace. Now, I don't know what that means. I don't know whether that means credits or it means diligence. I'm considering what's happening with the marketplace and the latest Arch Pass. I'm worried this is probably going to be for credits. We'll see. But yeah, the Splendid Weapon type can be used on Exalted Haram weapons. So you can convert them to a different weapon type. So convert a Haram Staff to a Haram Greatsword, or convert the Immortal Warden's weapons. So the Immortal Warden's Staff into a Immortal Warden's Great Club. Any success rates applied to the previous weapon will reset, and using the scroll costs 10 labor. So they can only be changed to Haram, and Disciple can only be changed to Disciple. So they're the two different types. Then we have the Splendid Armor type conversion, which is the same thing, but for armor. And then we have the Grand and Weapon conversion scrolls, and these are for the normal Disciple ones, and all the way up to the Brilliant Haram Guardian weapons, it looks like. I don't know if it works for Glorious. Oh no, it does work for Glorious as well. So, essentially these are for if you don't have the Garden gear. You'll be using the Grand Armor and the Weapon Conversion Scrolls instead of the Splendid ones. But yeah, we got a little taste of these previously. They were in one of the events. I don't remember which. But now we're getting ones for the garden as well. And they're going to be in the marketplace, whatever that means. Hopefully for diligence. But I mean, I don't even know if that matters at this point. We'll see. And now for the miscellaneous changes. The ones that really stood out to me here were the XR requirements now changing to language proficiency and minimum gear score requirement of 10k. That previously used to be 8k. So that's a big change for people that want to exile. Especially if you're like a newer player and you've just came in. I had someone actually message me recently asking about exiling. So yeah, this is not great if you've just started and you're like, hey, my friend wants to play the other faction. Yeah, it's gonna be a while before you can meet up, unfortunately. They've also, I believe, where is it? They've added a material chest, which you can get from a territory achievement, which is, it'll be under the collection tab in the achievements. It's just for synthesis materials and stuff, but, you know, it helps your inventory space a little bit. There's also a new type of coin purse that you can get in the garden, called the Warden's coin purse, and that'll drop. And on top of that, guild chat, family chat, and the faction chat as well is now available in the garden as well, which is really cool, because it was really annoying going in the garden and not being able to interact with anyone outside. It was a bit of a pain. But yeah, there's a few other changes, like they've changed some drop rates. So, I mean, if you really want to look through here, you can. But they were the big ones that stood out to me right away. So, yeah. That is about it. There's a bunch of bug fixes as well, which is nice. We do like bug fixes. They're good to have. But yeah, that is it for the video. Let me know what you guys think of the patch. Again, I'll try and get some videos out on the new quest line. Still got to do the Garden of the Gods one as well. A lot's happened this patch, and I know a lot of people aren't happy about it, myself included. But we'll see. We'll see what happens after we've given in our feedback. But yeah, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all the usual YouTube stuff. And we do have a Discord if you want to join. There's an arcade section in there. Come hang out. Feel free to. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.